Hey, hi, hello. This is my first time trying to just record a video without live streaming it. It's daytime, as you can see, so the light's gonna be a bit weird. Hold up. Have I not done the settings for this to be quieter on the music? Music is so loud in this game. So we're gonna try this. It's because if I live stream, I'm gonna have to like stop and start or like leave, like do a chair stream too many times because I have to garden today. So every time I cut, it's going to be because I have to go deal with something with my garden. This is my break time, and I really wanted to play this game, but I also really wanted to post the rest of it because I started posting it on YouTube. So you're just going to see me get sweatier and more sunburnt and dirtier as the show goes on here. So we'll see how this works. I've never tried to just record with this without live streaming. So bear with me, please. Okay. Hopefully this records really well the whole time and I don't have any problems, so we don't miss any of this gameplay. And hopefully the video editor works really well and I can, do things. Okay. Well, it's been a bit since I've played this. Not too long, but, long enough. Okay. What do we want here? As soon as I start recording, dog starts barking. Of course. Not that you guys could hear it maybe, but it's distracting to me. Most I'm curious. What are you barking at? There's someone out there I should know about? Alright, these two boys. They've been hard to figure out the names of. Mostly I don't know this guy's name. His name was Wild Bill Williamson or whatever, but there's no one by that name on here. So I did try like looking them up. Was it? Oh, hang on, let's just do Roottrees. Where is his name? Wild Bill Williams. Yeah, then it just takes me that. Oh, no it doesn't. Was the leading man of a non-notable movies in the 1950s. He appeared in an adventure movie called Fortune Favors the Brave. He was known for his good looks. He was married 4 different times. He was a famous rumor. He blah blah blah. So he grew up in Paris. We know that. But like, I don't really have like a person search other than this. Gotta find his real name. I mean, knowing he's from France, but that's not like, Okay. Okay, we're gonna go unknown male. Does that narrow down? No. Of course it doesn't. Who's got... Joan Monroe. April Quaritch. Those are all Roottrees. Now we could say maybe his name is Jim. Jim, I would think would be a girl's name, but like it could be a dude's name. Cause then there's Jason and Zach, which would make sense because we do need 3 with the same last name. So we're gonna say his name is Jim, and then we're gonna have these be, you know, the boys. We're just gonna. I'm sure there's somewhere that'll tell me. Let's look up Jem Wilson. No. Zach. No. What was the other one? Jason? No. Okay. But I do think one of them's a director. Look, Gwen Roottrees' son. No, Gwen Roottrees' son. Oops. I had to go back to the board. Right. And that's... He has a different last name. Go look at that picture. See if he's wearing a uniform or something. Wait, is it? It is. That guy's film school. Wishing you well from Paris. So she might have been there seeing their father. With the boys. Are there any other names? Catherine Wilkins. Let's just start searching people up. Is that how to spell it? Catherine Wilkins. Catherine. Right? Oh no, Catherine. Oh. No. I mean, if I'm misspelling that, someone will tell me in the comments. What's another name? Penelope Tessa Green. Now, is there a Green? Hang on, let's see. Whew, this is a tough one. Gwyneth Madsen. Can I just copy paste? Gwyneth. Yep, damn. Samantha Roottrees. David Kellogg. Or is it 2 G's? Oh, yeah. Oops. What, just Kellogg? Okay. Yeah, right. The gross stuff. Oof. Rough. Caviar. Gross. Doesn't help me with a wife's name. Can I put it in? No. Okay. Why would I have a picture of him? Okay. Let's go to this one, because there's someone in the background that I haven't identified quite yet. Also, shouldn't that picture be identified already? Little mister over here. Bam. But him. Okay. This picture was famous in our house. Pop even had it framed. That's him on the left. It was taken in 1935 to celebrate the move to the new warehouse that Eli Jr. designed, which is him. Yeah. Angie and I both wanted to be in the photo since Miracle was in it and all of us were the same age. We were told only the 5 pieces, right? Eventually, they posed us in front of the camera with Mr. Morden, who was there with Aunt Gwendolyn. So I'm guessing this is Mr. Morden. Who's there with Aunt Gwendolyn? Where's Aunt Gwendolyn? She's all the way up here, isn't she? Right, Mr. Morden. Well, that doesn't have a picture, though. Could that be Papa? I don't know. Can't think of... There's no one else with a picture spot that would be old enough. So I'm guessing that is his picture. Oh, right. Maybe that evidence says what he did for a living. Where is it? Where is it? That one. Carl and Brenda, I'm sorry that you were unable to attend to the funeral. It's traditional to have it as soon as possible. And Ernie, more than anyone else on Earth, knew how busy your job can be. So this was to Carl and Brenda. Where's Carl and Brenda? Aren't they over here? Carl and Brenda. He knows how hard your job can be. So was he one of the presidents? Hang on, we have President the First. We have, President the Second. President the Third. He might be President the Fourth. President the Fourth. I need to figure out what to call this person. Like, what was he last? You know what I mean? Not news anchor, Jesus. We're just gonna go unknown right now. What is he doing now? Okay. Just want to lock in a few so that I can lock in the rest of those things. Oh, the rest of those extra photos and stuff. What do I need? I need... I don't have my light on. That didn't make enough of a difference. It's too bright in here. I'm getting a new camera. It should be here tomorrow-ish. It says tomorrow, but you know, you never know. Yeah, that says a lot of lyrics, but I want to know what he's doing with his life now. Know what I mean? This apparently has information. Janice and brother trouble. She doesn't have a brother, though. One important thing I learned from an early age is that dreams are not outside of our grasp. My grandpa was a college professor who taught me lectures about history. Yeah, we already got that one locked in, right? Yeah, professor. Yeah, we have all of them locked in. Yep. People wasting their name and their fame and their opportunities. I think he may have practiced that lecture a lot because I have other people in the family that have also made the Roottrees name famous for things besides candy. His older sister even read a book. Wrote a book. She read a book. Wrote a book. Oops. Took his advice, and now I work with my mom designing clothing, which we've already locked in all of those. Oops. God dang. Although my grandpa passed away earlier this year, Grandma Laura tells me Grandma Laura. We got that though, right? Yeah, Laura. Ugh, God. This says I should be getting more information out of this, and all of it is stuff I already have in there, right? This doesn't say anything new. I don't know if he's interested in. I don't know if he's interested in I don't know. Win a trip to the set of a new movie. Brother trouble, new gossip. Teen Blast can tell you. What's he up to? I'm not seeing anything in here that I can use. So, what's the next one? The phone rings. Okay. Right, this was about potentially all this stuff getting stolen. The figure gave you access to some resources. This included a list of notable Roottrees, blah, blah, blah. They returned with a new resource. On the radio, that important investigation. The newscaster mentioned you could search for it online, which I already did. WRTD. Let's do it again. Investigative jazz. During the news segments. Wah. During the interview, it's revealed that it wasn't a break-in. Instead, someone with the key to the office took the pictures, and discovering the pipes burst due to the storm recently. Yeah. No one has come forward to say they have it. I bet you Carl was murdered and the picture had evidence on it. It was a very old picture. It's the photo of Carl's generation, which was this one, right? Some kind of evidence on it. I mean, other than her being pregnant, I don't see anything weird here. And not that that's weird, I just... I'm gonna have to start paying more attention to what years everything was happening. Oh my god. think I've put most of those together. Ah, this is tough. Yeah, they are locked in. All the way up. Okay. So why does this have Carl? I know I don't see eye to eye when it comes to the candy company, but if you put your girls, talk to your girls about putting out a statement supporting Stephanie. Don't see eye to eye about the candy company. Carolyn Morton. Right, now I was looking at her art and stuff. Did she ever mention who her mother is? And this would be... Okay. The youngest of these ones. He was in this generation, so this would be in the newest generation, which there's not a big photo of yet. We don't have one yet. Okay, that's just the names of all of them. And there's nothing in this. What is MMM? Modern Music Monthly. Okay, so now we can search. It is credit to Pierre Janowicz. Okay. Oops. Roll on down to the city. Let's just put Jim and Diamond, maybe. Jim goes into his first band. Until a few years ago, Diamond and I were in this other one with my cousin and his ex. Clark never knew his father, so our grandpop insisted he spend time with my dad and me. As a result, Clark and I grew up like brothers. Diamond and Jane, on the other hand, are actually sisters. So the four of us had a sort of cutesy family band thing going on. Not our finest hour, regardless, when Diamond walked in on Clark in bed with her youngest sister. Okay, that's making sense on his thing here. Okay, wait, hang on. I gotta read that more. Again. Okay. Diamond walked in on Clark. So Diamond walked in on Clark with her younger sister. Okay. Oops. Everything exploded. No more family band. The only thing Clark and I had common was music, but even then, we never agreed on what it should be. He was always more interested in catchy tunes, something you hum a week later. I've been told Roland is like that, but that wasn't my goal. When he called me up and said he liked it, I took it as a sign I was going in the wrong direction musically. That's funny. That made him laugh, but I'm trying to make art. I don't mind saying any of this because he'd agree. For most of the decade, he was a mess. But he's a lot happier now. He started Raffer tunes, and he's a much better jingle writer than songwriter. One of the benefits of our famous family is a massive company willing to be a client. That's also how my father was connected to Roottrees. All of his old ad campaigns were hung on the walls over the record player, but I was never interested. I just went straight for the music. I guess Clark was paying more attention. So Clark, hang on. I guess a songwriter? Advertising? Does that work? Or like, is jingle writer a thing? No songwriter. I wouldn't really say he's a musician. He writes jingles. Dancer, comedian, construction chief, CEO, cashier. So I would say advertising. I think that's his picture. Right, they both have the glasses. Right. Okay. Okay, Raffertunes. What? This is oh, a game? Why are you sending me notifications? I have that set to not do that. So let's look up Raffertunes. Oops. Yeah, baby! Got some evidence printed. A website about Raffertunes. Clark Rafferty LaRue's advertising firm. Clark Rafferty LaRue. Does he now go by Clark Rafferty LaRue? Or is that just... Anyways, the inspiration for the famous Super Bowl ad campaign. Clark was in a department store getting a family portrait when his wife was trying to get the youngest to calm down. He had the idea, blah, blah, blah. Photos now in my evidence. Okay, so these are the four that are together as a... the family. The kids. So we know that's her. And then in some order... Okay, wait, did it say he was trying to get his youngest? His youngest, Katrina. So... That's... Are they going by... What are they going by? Katrina. Jessica. I'm guessing at this point they are students K to 12. Nah. See what I've gotten correct. Lock this in. Bow, 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 bow. Yeah, yeah. Oh, booyah is right. Oh, God. Hi, lady.
On the phone, I said I owed you an explanation. But I can't reveal everything. Not yet. I'm sure this all seems like deception for deception's sake. So I'll try to explain why. It's true, I'm working with lawyers. But not the candy company lawyers. My publisher's lawyers.
Ah.
I'm on the verge of releasing a book. And it's not kind to the Roottrees. Especially Elias and the 5 Pieces. The truth often isn't. But with the plane crash, the publisher is rightfully worried it'll look like I'm making things up to exploit a tragedy. So they're doing their due diligence. That's why you're here. To be sure there's enough evidence for an expert to unearth the whole story. If I tell you the whole story now, we can't prove that. I hope you understand. That said, I can say that the work you're doing is very personal to me. To my story, one spot on the tree is more important than the rest. You've likely noticed it. It's locked for now. I'll return one final time, after you fill it in. Also, there are fewer Roottrees left. In a sense, that makes it easier. Use process of elimination. It's also harder to verify when you're right. You'll need 4 blood relatives before they lock from here on out. I don't have any more evidence for you, but trust your intuition. If something has a high number, it's not a mistake. You're getting closer and closer to the truth. I look forward to seeing you soon.
Yeah, well, what new evidence do I have? Oh. Okay, well. Okay, locked in, some good stuff's here. Ah, I should have put. Oh no, it's not that one. But, that one's Clark. And I'm pretty sure that one's Clark. Now, but if she's here... there is another LaRue, right? Diamond, Jane, and Kim. Okay, yep, that makes sense. That sucks. That's stupid. We don't have a picture for him yet. Look up. What was the other one? Jane. Oh. Delavecchio. It's listed as a talent for hire site as a wedding singer. Way down. Mentions she got her start as a young girl when she was Jane LaRue of the Lucky LaRues. It also mentions to only contact her agent in the event that you actually wish to hire her. Any inquiries about her past or her sister would be ignored. Okay. So she goes now by Delavecchio. There be a... No. So that's, I'm pretty sure, going to be Chris Rafferty. Right? There's no other Raffertys. Okay, let's just look up the Lucky LaRues. Okay. Maybe. There we go. Ah. The LaRue sisters got their start doing session work for blah blah blah. Kids, blah blah blah. Back then, blah blah blah. Diamond and Jane have been touring with some famous faces. Ever heard of the Roottrees? And are looking to release an album. The youngest Kim is about to step into a prominent role on Broadway, taking over for one of the children in Oliver. The Lucky LaRues, indeed. Okay, that doesn't really tell me anything more. No, there's nothing else that... Can I... no, that's not gonna... I can't contact her agent. Damn! Okay, that also is not giving me much more to go on. Why is this so high on the numbers? I'm so confused. Pretty sure I squeezed everything out of there that I can. Okay, who else am I close on? Why has he not been? Is he not President the Fourth? He's not, because the other guy's President the Fourth. Unknown. President the Fourth. Okay, yeah. Alright, didn't lock this in. Ugh. Unless the kids took her last name. It's Joan Monroe. I mean, hang on, let's look up Joan Monroe. It's her Forsyth. It's not totally unknown. I just don't know a real name. Marguerite. Elias. Elias. See, what is there? Someone new on here? Right, I wanted to also student. I'm guessing K to 12 is still on that one, but wait, this didn't lock in. Oh, did I just put this in? Did I? It's tough. Don't I have the other picture of Clara Roottrees? I don't know. What was he doing? What was Elias doing? Clancy Jr., Elias C., Edward. Ah. Okay, yeah, they're in the... I wanted Eli to stand all the way to the left since he looks the most like Pop, but I was outvoted for my brother, blah, blah, blah. Grandma insisted we included Sam, even if we didn't want to. None of us understood why. What is Eli doing for work? I figured out her whole family. So why is it telling me that's important? This is all done, unless it's like about her mom. Oh, okay, good. I thought that it had locked them in. It just means that they're used. Well, Sam. I might have to take a break and go garden. Oh my goodness. Just to give my brain a break. Because we're going to do a lot of reading right away here. Like it's, why is this the big number, you know? Like the locked space is personal to them, so I mean that just kind of like tells me that they are probably one of these people. I'll put author on here. Just in case that's her. I'm not gonna need to figure out his occupation. Also, apparently it hasn't locked her in for that. Someone's still a baby. Oh, I guess this one would probably be a baby, if anyone. Jason Wilson. How can I look up? Hang on, the Team Blast one. Can I look up this one? Or is that where I got this one? Oh my god. Here we go. Tommy Mark Sheridan appeared on the cover, blah, blah, blah. That's who she married. Okay, knew that. Including 3 back-to-back months during the height of brother trouble. In the issues, he wasn't on the cover, but he was still mentioned quite often. Dun 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 no 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 no. Had a gorilla party, blah blah blah. Okay, this isn't telling me anything new. Team Ledge reported, blah blah blah. Okay, what else is on that? What about the win a trip? No. Yeah, whatever. I want more. I want more of it. Gosh darn it. Okay, let's look into, I guess, James to find out what his father did. Oops. Okay. Okay. Oh, also, there was something. It was in here. It's like, oh, well, whenever all the last generation was lawyers and blah, 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 blah. course there's gonna be dynasty. Candy. Why Sam? Diary Clark's getting married, and in my opinion, far too young. As for me, my first published book. When is when? After all, and his sister seems to be doing a good job. Twins. Right. Okay. So those two are twins. I think I knew that, or I forgot that. Whatever. Oops. Where is... Maybe it's in the revisiting. The day-to-day from Zach. Where's Ernie Jr.? This guy Hudson. Whatever. I'm gonna keep reading. Gwyneth has the green thumb of her mother and her adopted grandfather. Where's Gwyneth? It's a farmer, probably. Or is it like gardener? No, farmer. And her adopted grandfather. I don't know where adopted grandfather goes, but that's okay. Right? Is that the Gwyneth we're talking about? Yeah. Oh. Confirmed bachelor, and that's why he kept us from there. Sam had to grow up in a house with him and his roommate, Mr. Ah, EC. A confirmed bachelor, I see. But what is... Is he a farmer then? From the farm for years. Farmer? Sam had to grow up in a house with him and his roommate, Mr. Miller. Inheriting the right to rule over the peasantry forever. Are you student college? No, maybe not. but that means something else is wrong too. Okay, I have one that I'm pretty sure of. 2, 3, 4. Maybe they're both college. Okay, so what is he? Director. No. Housewife. No. What? What? No. Also, actually, he's probably the screenwriter. I think he's a farmer. Maybe he's still a student in college. No. EC, right? Elias C. There's nobody else that would be. Why do I keep clicking out of that? Elias M. Elias C. It's her writing it. Samantha was sent to live with them, unless there's a different. Could be Edward Clancy. No, he's a lawyer. Ah, this is tough. Again. Huh. Seeing what she gets up to in Starlet. Is Starlet, there we go. It's Gwen, right? Pregnant again. Multiple affairs. Power of a name is undeniable. My grandfather constantly preached the importance of family names and honoring them. My father decided to bless me with a famous name. There's nothing wrong with Cornwall. Alright. So her father was Cornwall. Linus Cornwall. Good. But Roottrees has power. My husband similarly goes by Wild Bill. It's an infamous name he repurposed for himself because he didn't have the benefit of being born with a famous one. But Wild, combined with the alliteration Williams, is incredibly memorable. Although we've relocated to Paris, I know your rooters love to keep up with my husband, so we consider this a Starlet exclusive. We have a child on the way. We're sticking with Roottrees for the last name, not Williams. Okay. So he is a Williams. Or not. There's no Williams on here. But they're going by Roottrees. We're gonna, just throw some Roottrees names on there for now. Why is Williams not? How is it saying that that's the name, and yet it's still not the name? But we also plan to lean into the alliteration. Okay, so it'd be Robert and Ronald. Or Robert and Ronald. Walter Forsythe. Jesus. Thank you. An apology to all the ladies have actually taken blah 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 blah. I just want to see what their kids, which one's which and what they do, you know? Also, let's look up. Yeah. Oops. She was in this photo as a young person, so she's probably not a student anymore. Oh, I got those two. Okay, then let's look up Ronald and Robert Roottrees. Yep. What about? Damn. No, it wouldn't be local. Oh, what was that business that... There we go. Oh no, it was... It was... I was talking about... Shit. Sound like an idiot for a minute. Raffertons. That's the one. Okay, but I want to do that. No, I want to do Business Watch. Damn. No, okay. Shoot. Well, we've got some. Okay, I'm going to take a break. And I'm going to go do some gardening. And so when I come back to play more of this, I'm going to be sweaty or dirty or all of the above. So, let's all do a good stretch together, apparently. Oh, yep. Good stretch. Great stretch. Oh, jeez. I've had a crazy week and I'm tired about it. Okay. I'll be right back. Okay. Okay. It's really hot outside. It is. My phone says the wrong temperature. I don't know where the weather station is, but it's a lie. It's 33 degrees out. Celsius. Celsius is 33 degrees Celsius. I gotta text my neighbor and tell her that. We were just talking about it. Oh, God. What is There we go. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, we figured those out. Those two I know for sure. These ones, I know those are the two names. I just don't know. No, let's pick him a college student too. Nah, damn. He got married. I'm guessing he finished. He's gonna be either a screenwriter or a director because he went to film school. Pretty sure this one's right. Or it's college. Pretty sure this one's right. She said she had a green thumb like her mother and her adopted grandfather. What? Whatever. Okay. And then my neighbor's gonna go outside and tan like a crazy person. Sorry, I was supposed to avoid breaks like this. It's a hot day out. Look, forgive me. Oh, my headphones are still in. Ugh. Ugh. Okay. Now we know that this is November. We just don't know what job she's got. Also, like, who is Elias M's kid? And who did Miracle Roottrees marry? We're really narrowing it down, though, so we could, you know. I know we saw the name Luisa Garcia somewhere. We're gonna do some reading. We're gonna read through this again. The Roottrees sisters and their parents died in a plane crash in 1998. So it is 1998. Okay, if it's 1998 now, when was not that picture? This picture taken. 20 years. This one's from the 70s. So she's just little in the 70s, so she'd be a full-on adult now. In 98. So she would definitely have a career. Why didn't it? This is tough. What's the Roottrees Super Bowl ad? Okay, family bickering in the department store, and the father bites into a maple cruise. Time stops and a jingle plays while he dances down the aisle. As he does, different things in the department store become Roottree candy. The jingle Need the Rest went on to be featured in other commercials with other scenarios. Jingle Need the Rest. When you're surrounded by madness and mayhem, reach for the best. There's enough there to share, but let's face it, you need the rest. Doesn't tell me much of anything. Okay. When was that photo taken? Where is it? Couldn't make the reunion. Right. Is that one? Okay, we're gonna, I mean, at least, you know, we know those are probably females. That's gonna be a female name. Assumedly. Okay, here we have Wilson. Okay, so we have Jem, Jason, and Zach somewhere in here. How are we gonna find their pictures or something? There's not a lot of information about her. Angelica Martin. Okay, let's do some reading. Not that one. The first one. Okay. Book published in 1965. Firelands, World War II. She was pregnant. Son Clark. Her mother's family is called the Cossells, but she hardly ever mentions them. I got that right. Sarah Cosell, yep. Her father, who she always refers to as Pop, was head of the head lawyer. Legal document called the Clanced Trust. I need to look that up. Clanced Trust is a highly unusual corporate arrangement named after Clancy Edward Roottrees, who was Elias's son and the Roottrees Candy Company's head lawyer at the time. Due to its unique nature, it's often brought up in online discussions about financial matters and inheritance as an oddity. The company mandates that a fixed percentage of its profits are split every quarter amongst bank accounts representing each direct relative of Elias and Gwyneth. An account is created for each blood relative at birth and first successful when they reached 18. The actual numbers have never been fully disclosed to the public, but due to the ever-increasing success of the company, it is a significant amount of money. The Clanced Trust is known for being essentially impossible to get around due to many checks and balances written into it. Still, there have been a few situations in which the family members have tried to forcibly remove another family member from the trust. Most details online are pretty vague since the matters are handled internally. The only information you discover is from a university law school, which apparently had a guest lecturer talk about the Roottrees versus RR in 1994. While looking into the Clanced Trust, you often find mentions to the 5-piece guarantee. Okay, we're going to do that, highlight that. We're also going to highlight that. Okay. Actually, and very few details. You can tell RR attempted unsuccessfully to remove a fellow family member from the trust. It is said that RR attempted 2 arguments. First, the person in question was born out of wedlock, and second, they committed a significant crime against a fellow family member. So RR has to be one of the kids of Gwyn. Significant crime. Still, due to the ironclad wording of the Clanced Trust, it was impossible to remove any direct descendants of Elias Roottrees without completely dissolving the trust. Would have been one of them. Born out of wedlock. Could have been trying to remove this. Who committed a crime? Committed a significant crime. What significant crime? And I mean, his brother was born out of wedlock. I think they were married when they were born. So he'd be trying to get his brother removed. Okay. Family business for eternity. The yearly salary of the president is always locked into the price of a single bag of 5 pieces. 25 cents a year, now it's closer to $4. Combined with the clients and trust, however, Elias wanted to make sure that only his direct relatives could afford to be president. And he knew that because their passive income was tied to the profits of the company, they would have a vested interest in keeping the company as profitable and successful as possible. Whether or not this was a smart or successful decision is widely debated on both online and in person by economics enthusiasts of all levels of expertise. Could there be... the Roottrees versus RR, and we know... huh. Yeah. Is there a prisoner? Somebody committed a crime, so shouldn't they be in prison? This isn't gonna give me anything. Without knowing what it is, I can't... Born out of wedlock, which would be this. Tried to have him removed for committing a serious crime. Okay. Maybe we'll find out more later. Specifically, 1953. And was on the child, complaint of loneliness, right. Do the same for her. I even tried to dye my hair blonde. Stuck there with Clark. Seeing her every day, blah, blah, blah. Person Lane. Williamson. She's the first Roottrie. We have a woman to be anything other than a housewife. Yeah, I guess, yeah, she's not an author yet. But I'm off topic. A girl with all the luck. Dynasty. Okay, Granddad would furious. None of his sons would take over, but that's what he gets for holding on. With architects, preachers, lawyers, nobody's got time for candy. I did that. Right? Lawyer, preacher, architect. Oops. Okay. Pop argued at length. Not sure Clancy would have wanted it, but he volunteered. So that would have been one of these two. Probably this one. He volunteered, but it wasn't him. firstborn son of the firstborn five priest. Bleh. Yeah. La 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 la. 63. Elias Roottrees had given in to his wife and announced that Sam, an obscure relative, was to be included. Right, that's the data. Oops. Okay, wait, so Elias Jr.'s kid. And his wife. So it was Patricia that pushed to have Samantha included. Queen's in Paris. So that's in 63. And Age is trying to unravel the mystery. I didn't recognize Sam at Uncle Junior's wedding to Patsy last year. At the reception, when I asked who Sam was, Pop shushed me out and said it was complicated. Yeah. We know why it's complicated. Now Gwen's in Paris. Clancy swore he saw Sam working alongside the farmhands, E.C. and John, when he used to drive past the old Anderson farm on the way to work. E.C. Oh, Elias C. maybe? Is he a farmer then? Unless that's the wrong E.C. But that's Elias C. Elias Clancy. There's no other E.C. that would have been around at that time. Do we have an E.C. that's just kicking around in here? No. That's just some dude, I guess. I just confirm all three are on the books. At the old Anderson farm, which is the farm that they own, which went to, well, it ended up going to her. Anderson farm. So she was working on the Anderson farm. Who's EC? I mean, it had to be Elias C. And John. But I don't know if John is, you know, a family member or just a worker. John. Not seeing anywhere that John would even go. Okay, I think John's a mystery person, but Elias C. could be farmhand. Because the Anderson, who was taking care of the Anderson farm at that point in time, though? Ooh. Elias took it over. So I guess people in the family were just working on it until... it's okay. We'll get there. Eli, Miracle's youngest, not my brother, which we know. Elias M. chimed in. Apparently, when he was riding his mini bike alongside the farm a few weeks ago, Sam gave him some old tools and taught him how to make his bike's engine faster. None of us think that that's proper for a multitude of reasons, but Eli certainly seems thrilled. Oops. At the end of the day, nothing explains why an outsider has cozied into our family. Clark's getting married, in my opinion, far too young. Danielle, Jacob and I got married at 16. Clark's, like the rest of his generation, is a free spirit. What else do you call a group of kids growing up with more money than any one person can spend? They all aspire to be musicians and artists and dancers and all sorts of nonsense. The only one who has any discipline is Kara. But that's because Pop forced Clancy to send him to the academy. Da, 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 da. Sorry. Where's the academy? Just academy? No. Which academy? Like, I need to know. I'm just getting old, but our generation was never so bad. My brothers all seem to pursue paths of knowledge. So, professor, lawyer. Let's put him doctor. Is he a doctor? Knowledge. Yeah. Waiting for media mogul. I don't know who that's gonna be. Model musician. No. I don't think that would be it. No. Also don't think that would be it. No. Knowledge principal? No. Another professor? No. No. Gosh darn it. I'm gonna put him as doctor just for funsies. Edward is set to take over his department once he retires, right? Because he's a lawyer. Alright, I was gonna look up swashbuckle my heart. Oops, oops. Ah. Stop me. Okay. Do I need both? Okay, hang on. First, though, actually. No, damn. Yeah. It's by Roottrees or her other name. Okay, then it's her pen name. Where does it say her pen name? It's her married name, right? It's Rafferty. Right. This time it's by Roottrees. From the court series. Right, that's how I find Revisiting the Diary. Okay. And my cousins are doing well. Zach's not a bad president, and his sister seems to be doing a good job raising her twins. Right. When is Gwen? But at least she came out of the divorce with her head held high. She even told us she might come home next year so we can meet her kids. Okay. Now we're going to read Revisiting from the beginning. Explosive incident that happened in the decades between the release and re-release of Lauren's diary. Eli's Roottrees had died. Yeah, we know about Samantha. None of the 5 pieces were surprised, but it was quite a shock to everyone else, including Sam. She had been told her parents had died. Okay, yeah, we know that. Did we get Patricia on there too? Yeah, we did. They harbored a secret romance at age 16. She became pregnant, and after the birth, her father refused to let her see Eli Jr. ever again. Her baby, Samantha, was sent to the Roottrees. Eliza hid her away with a local farmhand known as E.C. So it would probably be a Christian thing. No, because it was one of the... I feel like it's important, but also, like, not... I don't know. Patricia was married to a much older man and sent away. That was the end of that. Almost. None of the next gens had ever heard or met or heard of Patricia until she unexpectedly reappeared, now going by Patsy. After Patsy's husband died, she reunited with Eli Jr., and they finally married in their 50s. Okay, Lauren mentioned the wedding in her first diary without knowing Patsy's history. Oh, you know what? It might have been her that RR was trying to get rid of. She was born out of wedlock. But so was one of these. So they divorced while she was pregnant. Right? Eli Jr. had never taken another lover. Lauren, ever the romantic, quite appreciated this. So cute. So that was the wedding where they didn't recognize Sam. When Patsy and Eli Jr. finally married, Elias decided Sam should have been a Roottree in the first place, even though she was not part of the Clanted Trust. He wanted to include her in the family affairs. That was what led to Lauren's initial entry entitled Sam. So this is in 75. Clearly, I did not know our true family history when I wrote this. I didn't even know Sam was a Roottrie. Oh my god. Sam might have been the sister figure. Gwen never was. Ernie and the kids are lucky to have her, and her children seem eager to help the family in their own ways. Ernie Jr. had been learning the day-to-day from Zach. Yep. And it's been a long, long time since any real Roottrie was as excited and interested in actual candy as Ernie. As a bonus, Gwyneth has the green thumb of her mother and her adopted grandfather. The adopted grandfather, though. So I would think farmer. Is there plant mom? No, farmer. I'm most ashamed of is not figuring it out myself. Sam is a spitting image of Patsy with her jet black hair and green eyes. She doesn't have the thick... Yeah, that's how we figured out they had glasses. It's hard to explain the look on Pop's face when they read that the farm's operations would pass to Samantha Roottrie for as long as she was willing. I got flashbacks to when Zach was made president. Mother reframed it to a bit. Yeah, rule over the peasants. Pop warned us away from that farm for years. I never met EC in person, but Pop once referred to him as a confirmed bachelor, and I suspect that's why he kept us from there. Why is that so important? EC. Confirmed bachelor. Why is it all like they're very about EC? The only C that I could see is Elias C, but that's, you know, her brother, so she would know met EC. So why do they keep talking about it? And it was what, Mr. Miller? Oops. A roommate, Mr. Miller. So she grew up LGBTQ friendly, you know? the Miller name come in? I swear there was a Miller in the list? No. Okay, so are they not important? EC and Mr. Miller. I don't know. Mr. Miller. Oops. I know. No. Because I don't have... I don't know. I'm not sure if Sam will ever forgive Uncle Junior or Patsy for abandoning her to that life. She seems to blame she has no problem with us next gens, but has a palpable hatred for the five pieces in Elias and Gwyneth. EC and Mr. Miller. I feel like that's important somewhere. Like it'll be something I can search, but I need to figure out who it is. 75 tenure, blah blah blah. Reading this back, I get deja vu. As I write this addendum, Clark's gotten married again. No Roottrees has ever gotten remarried. Okay, yeah, we knew that. With the way the world is moving, I guess it's inevitable that somebody would. Real father. I can only wonder if Clark's apparent disrespect for marriage is due to the lack of a real father. I did what I could, and Lord knows Eli C. stepped up and helped more than I could say for Clancy and Edward. So he stepped up and helped. Eli C. practically raised Clark and Jim as brothers whenever he could. Eli's marriage seems fine, and Jim's marriage seems solid as a rock. Pun intended, haha, Diamond. So who knows what causes these things? What? We're gonna switch these again just in case. This has to be Farmer. Like, there's nothing else. Chief, dancer, director, doctor, driver, farmer. Medium level military, model, musician, singer, nurse, pilot, police officer, politics, preacher, principal, pro athlete, professor, public speaker. No, that's at least for now what the clue says it is. Okay, I suspect that he's marrying Jane to keep her from running out on the band. There. Oops. Without her, he'd be the third wheel, and I imagine they wouldn't last long as a trio, but still I don't think a marriage on such a shaky foundation can last. It didn't. The biggest complaint I got after publishing my diary was how many similar names there are. And I get it. There are 4 Elis for Pete's sake, but that's how it is. Someone would say, I saw Eli in town, and I wouldn't know which one they meant. My brother, my uncle, my cousin. That's why they became Uncle Junior or Miracles Eli or Eli C. Right. So that's Uncle Junior, Miracles Eli or Eli C. Okay, our family names were always unusual. Grandpa Elias was a believer in using the names of each generation to honor those in the last, as Father and Grandma Gwyneth's fathers never named Edward and Clancy. So now you see where my pop's name came from. One thing that's always been consistent in our family, though, is that anytime someone's a junior, they're always the firstborn son. I guess we're Miracle Eli or even Clancy. Oops. Junior. Eli. Junior. Miracle Junior. Miracle the third. With women goes out the window. Times there's the... Do we have a... Gwen is something that is like a mixture. Nith. Yeah, because that's Madsen, of course. Well, we'll see as we go. No female equivalent of junior. It could just be junior. That's not gendered. So if you're reading my diary and you're confused, you're not alone. I remember once receiving certified mail for an Edward Clancy Rootree and had to break the news that they got my father's name backwards. This is apparently, this is the first thing she could find that she ever wrote. She knows it was an assignment for school about anger. She believes, based on the teacher's name, must have been 3rd grade. She doesn't know exactly. Blah, blah, blah. I got angry when I met a new girl who I do not like. She was dirty and did not have a pretty dress. Me and Pop walked home in town, and she hugged him. When I told her he was my Pop, she pushed me. I got angry and yelled at her, and Pop said to treat her nice. Right, so this is her. Talking to Pop. So maybe... Then she said, your Pop is my dad. She screamed it loud in my ear. She was lying to me, and this was not a nice thing, so I pushed her, too. Then I got in trouble. Then Pop took her away. He told me, don't worry, I'm glad she's gone. So maybe he had the secret baby. Ah! I don't even know where that would fit. You know what I mean? She said he's my dad. Your Pop is my dad. I can only think it would be her. I don't know. I don't know, man. I know that these two. Something about EC. I don't know who EC could be. What was she going by? What was her name before? Was she... Did she go by Christensen? Or did she always have the Roottrees name? I don't know how to spell it. No, there is a... Okay. Christensen Steel, the steel company in Butler County. On a World War II history page, you find that it contributed to the war effort. book review for Steamy Correspondence by Tina Angelina. Oops. Oh, yes. Historical letters with an erotic twist. Oh, God. Cool, cool. Wow. 1934, someone who goes by Patch wrote a full letter of innuendo to an unknown gentleman who it is clear she had romantic history with. Patch is thought by the book's author to have been Patricia Christensen, a daughter of the owner of Christensen Steel. Her nickname was Pat, and Ch were the first two letters of her last name. Ah. She was known to appreciate wordplay like this. Smells like a skunk or someone smoking some really crappy weed. Letter was most definitely not. Was married to an older one. Oh. She was writing to the father of a daughter. The letter ends on a mention of a twisted twin. Seems to evoke imagery from classic literature. If not for her story, yours and mine would be the most tragic tale ever told. How awful is it that such beauty was ripped from its rightful fate, and worse, sent to live in the possession of your brother's twisted twin? Hold up. Him. Twisted twin? They do look the same. Twisted. I mean, he wouldn't have been born at that. Brother's twisted twin. I'm guessing that's EC. Oops. Left an outcast. Forced to live a life of labor under a wicked relative. It's like something from the start of a children's fable. She deserves not the life he has been sentenced to. I can't stand to be apart from you both. Someday I shall return to you, and I pray that he has not corrupted her to know his sins. I swear that on that joyous day, with all the strength I can muster, I will fight for our child's freedom. Let us pray her fable has a happy ending. But why is he not? Oh, he's in here, isn't he? Twisted twin. Your brother's twisted twin. And that's where she saw her come up and go, oh, your dad is my dad. Okay. So there was a sixth sibling. And it would be Edward Clancy Jr. Or Roottrees. Two. No. So it is EC. And she said that she got mail that got her dad's name backwards. So it would be Edward Clancy. Who had committed a crime against another person in the family? One of these two to want them kicked out. That's not. I mean, it definitely could be, but it could be the evil twin. I'm pretty sure Farmer said she had the same green thumb. This one I have no idea. No idea. No ideas. Oh my goodness. This, okay, you know what? I need to find some more of Miracle's family. So why don't we do... Oops. 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 Ugh. Well, and then you look at the Miracle Roottrees and it's a whole thing. Which is... not on the list of things that still have clues. And his wife, Nicole. Oh, so we know it's a Nicole. Is there more than one Nicole? There's gonna be more than one Nicole, isn't there? Nicole Smith? Okay. But now, who was his wife? Top billing. 3 generations of miracles. Miracle Jr. is said to be world famous. 68th year. On God's earth, he's 68 at that point. Now, who is your mother? Summer 96. Okay. Now, who did he have him with? Jr. arrived and became the famous family's second vessel for the highest power. At 18, he unburdened himself from the Roottrees name. But what do you mean he unburdened himself from the Roottrees name? Okay. Most. Yeah. Okay. Could we do Miracle Roottrees wife? Huh? Blah blah blah. Suppose his wife, Edith's sister. Right, we already got his wife. Yeah. Okay, wait, hang on. Her up. Edith Jacobson. Wait, do I have Clergy Watch on the periodicals already? Nope. want... I want the periodical. Edith Jacobson. Nothing. Edith's sister's name. Sirens. Any newer ones? We have Ronald and Robert. Anybody named after someone? No. God damn it. This is the newer one. What about a Teen Blast? Damn. I think I have to go back to this. Okay. Can I open that yet? I don't know what I was expecting. I've been talking about a plane crash, blah, blah, blah. Look up the Roottrees curse. Oh. A long, rambly conspiracy website. Who's outside my house? What time is it? I think it's almost school time being done, so all the parents are going to come run their vehicles right outside my windows. Because this is apparently overflow parking for the school. Here we go. With Carl and Brenda and their girls. That makes 5 new deaths. Right. Not only that, but 3 of the 5 presidents of the Roottrees Company have died mysteriously. They say Guy's car was hit by a drunk driver in 1982, but nobody was arrested. Then Ernie Madsen Jr. stepped down. Was he poisoned? Now just this week. Hang on, so we do know that Ernie Madsen, he stepped down. That was Guy, and he was in a car accident. Oops. Was he poisoned? There's another entry that claims if you connect the dots in the pattern the 5-piece wrapper, it creates a Mayan ruby skull. Wait, do we have the package? Where on the... You connect the dots in the pattern of the 5 pieces wrapper. It's the newer one? Anyways, I'm sure that's stupid. Post before that has a link to a site that talks about how Earth has 4 corners simultaneously 4 daytime cubes. The author of this site seems to agree. An entry from a few months ago claims that the owner of the site received an email from Chris Raff 75 at prodigy.us. Oh, that would be our boy over here, Chris Rafferty. Asking him to take down his site with faked proof that Ernie Madsen Jr. actually had a heart condition and wasn't poisoned. The owner claims that although the proof looks quite credible, he knows that the proof is fake because he's an expert at creating fake evidence. Okay, so that's probably real proof. So, hang on, I want to just highlight some stuff. Highlight. First entry is from 96 and has a blurry picture of the Roottrees Candy Company factory, seemingly taken by the website's author from behind a fence and through some trees. Seems that Operation RT-29 is real. I witnessed a helicopter land on February 29th, 1996. I'll highlight this. Maybe we'll find that date somewhere else. Okay. Let's... Oh, I wanna... Hang on. I guess we could do... Okay. Police report the crash was caused by an unidentified driver who swerved in front of the Hudson's car, causing them to brake hard and veer off the interstate. Although Guy was somewhat controversial president, foul play is not suspected. There were witnesses who reported that the vehicle which instigated the wreck was speeding, swerving between lanes, and cutting other drivers off as well for at least 5 or 6 minutes before the tragic accident. Could have been any of us. The aggressor fled. A few leads other than make and model. Guy has been president of the Roottrees company for only 4 years, though an undoubtedly volatile period in the company's history. He and his wife had no children. Okay, hang on, let's go. Let's do more of this. Okay, so search. There we go. Installed something. Oh. Okay, hang on. You find a simple page called The Art of Rafferty, copyright 1997. Below, a bunch of gifts that say under construction. There are a few art pieces. The first is a painting captioned me and my fiancée, Lulu. That's gonna be probably Louisa. But let's see if there's any other, like, Lucy's or... No. Louisa. Oh no, we'll look at those after. Painting I did for my first year of college that I plan to give her when we get married in May, actually, so we're gonna be artist. Photartons. There's an odd collage called Cousins, which seems to be made up of 3 scrambled images. The accompanying artist's statement says, we had to create a piece of art about our family. I asked as many of my extended family of cousins for their pictures as I could, even some I've never met. Only a few of them got back to me, and my teacher said I wasn't allowed to use pictures of Raina, Riley, or Rose, so I had to get creative and use only my third cousins. This includes Davy, he swims for Yukon, and Bethany's yearbook picture, she's Davy's younger sister, and Stephanie, who is an only child. Chris's artwork has been added to your evidence, but the cousins' photos will need to be unscrambled. Nice. I like a good unscrambling. There we go. Oh God, what have I done? There we go. Thought that one was fine. Oh no. It's this one. Oof, it's harder than it looks. Ah! To my. Okay. Next one. Ooh. Ah. Yay. Wasn't sliced. Oh God. Ugh. Oh, not this. Yay! I probably made that harder than it needed to be, but okay. Okay, we'll start with this one. Okay, we got those two. Oops. And her. I mean, artist is best guess here. We don't really know if that's his real career path here. Okay, so it was Davy, Bethany's yearbook picture. Davy's younger sister. So there's the two siblings. Sister. And then I think this will be Stephanie. Oh no, is this? No, I think. Stephanie, who's an only child. Is that the same Stephanie? No, because there's not another picture spot for her. Stephanie, the only child, which would put her either here or here. But I'm gonna guess. It's a tough one. I'm gonna put her here. Where is it? Oh, did I not click it? Right. Boop. Boop. I think. Wait, hang on. Okay. There's another. I think this is the last Stephanie, which makes this one Sam Control. Child. And what is that? Middle school. So we're gonna go student K through 12. Yes! Oh baby, 4 more done. Okay, Ronald is that one. And he's a director. Oh yeah. Listen to all those little badooms. Okay. Okay, so it didn't do this one. That is not him. I don't know where that picture goes then. Probably here. It's probably the evil twin. Cool. Okay, we got some stuff locked in. What have we put in that didn't get locked in though? Okay, he's not locked in. He's probably not an artist anymore. Okay, so we know that this one's Robert. Don't know what he's doing though. Okay, and now there's the two siblings. These two, right? Or is it Davy's younger sister? So Davy and Bethany are siblings. I don't think they would be. Would it be this generation? Davy and Bethany. Or it could be here. Oh yeah, Davy and Bethany. Oh my god, why didn't I just use my eyes and look? Bethany. Now he's a swimmer, but does that... It's not like a college. She's K through 12. I'm guessing. Davy's younger sister and Stephanie was an only child in school. student? Okay. What else do I need to search? Oh, yeah. Yay, more conspiracy websites. I'm gonna have to take another break soon. Whew. I'm starting to cool down so I can go out and put a bunch of soil in some stuff. And then tomorrow I'm gonna be putting all my plants outside for a while. Well, today I can probably put them outside for a while to get them used to the heat. Before you just plant them out there, you know. Okay. We're changing the candy recipe to include more chemicals. They claim that due to a loophole in the calendar, it is possible to get away with nearly any crime on a leap day. So long as it isn't discovered until the day is over. And that every 4 years on a leap year, the Roottrees company hosts a meeting with foreign agents to conspire to poison our children. Their proof is that Roottrees candies contain polyglycerol, ricinoleate, an ingredient of the candy that wasn't there when it was first released. Oh wow, recipes change. The claim it's added in an attempt to addict people and eventually induce mind control. The website claims to sell pills that counteract this effect for children that have already eaten Roottrees candy in the past. You do an additional search for this, and it seems to be an emulsifier in chocolates approved by the FDA and widely used across many products. So that was a bunch of dumb shit. Right, that's stupid too. Okay, let's go back and look at things. So now we know one of these two tried to get someone removed that was born out of wedlock. He was born out of wedlock. Right? Who else was born out of wedlock? She was born out of wedlock. In college. Okay, so I've... Okay, Ronald Roottrees. He's a director, so, like, shouldn't I be able to find things about him? Head of RR Productions. He directed episodes of a few other shows before showrunning and creating a one-season hit, Brother Trouble. The show was canceled partway through season 2. Okay. Oops. You find a comment on a Usenet board stating that Brother Trouble ended up being an ironic name considering the rumors of both RR Productions Ron and Robbie Roottrees. Considering the rumors about RR Productions Ron and Robbie. What was he? A screenwriter? Ah! Baby! I'm so good at this. I also have to go switch over my laundry soon. Yes! So he committed a crime. But I don't know what. Or against who. I don't know why I don't know, let's just throw a name in there for now. Lady in there for now. Wait, did it say what his wife's name was? When we looked at Patricia. Yes. guessing Jones. Yeah. That's definitely the brother. The twin brother. Was it 1 L or 2? It's 2. Okay. I mean, we've made a lot of progress, though. This is good. That would make sense if it was April and she named her daughter November. You know what I mean? Oh, put her there. Oh, no, I want to put her there. I mean, honestly, it's just finding people and throwing them in. Sure. Just for funsies. Actually. Oh my god. Played by so-and-so and so-and-so. Their single mother played by stand-up Penelope Tessa Green. Often I just have to get the message down. As well as the troubles that come with raising 2 boys who were extremely competitive in sports, academics, and even romantic pursuits of their next-door neighbor Roxy. The showrunner was small screen director Ron Roottrees. The show had strong ratings through the entirety of season 1, rocketing them both to instant stardom, mostly among teenage girl demographic. Then it was canceled. Okay, so Penelope Tessa Green is probably... And then these are going to be probably a Tessa and, I don't know, let's go Christina. Because then one of these is going to be like, those are the 3 Roottree names that are going to be left, right? We got like this. And then we're going to have the Wilsons here in whatever order. Oh, Zach would be first. Okay, so now we generally know where they're going to go. We just have to figure out how to find the information to put them in the right spots perfectly. I mean, you know, these ones we don't really know that well, but Candy and a wolf down there from James. So if there's anyone, Candy. Clara. Okay. Back to clues. What do we got? Campaign mailer has all something. she be giving me information about in this? Stephanie Jones. Family, to say the least, but in her words, it's still full of love. It's her message. Love is for future. Martin sent that letter to Carl. So could we look up? It is Jones, right? I forget this every time. Okay, the Butler County Times has. Why can't I type today? Okay. Born Stephanie Landon. Brian Jones, which we know that. There she is. Stephanie Landon to Brian Jones. Without a father. With my mother and her partner, I essentially had an entirely female influence. She's a distant cousin of the Roottrees, her mother Caroline, a local artist. Blah, 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 blah. Unlike my mother, I'm not a fighter. I want to bring love to the world. He didn't put out a statement, is my best guess here. Also, is he not like, what is he? Is that all, like, education? He's not going to be another lawyer. He's not going to be another professor. Is he an architect? Look up Edward Roottry. Is there anything we can find out about, like, April Quaritch? Right? Is that Quarritch? Or not just Quaritch? No. What about Helen Lennon? Joan Monroe. Clara Lansing. Well, Patricia Jones, maybe we can find more. Oh, doctor, jeez. Well, that's who the doctor is. Oh, I don't put it on there. That's fine. Just north of Pittsburgh. Although there are a lot of Stephen Wilsons and Dr. Wilsons, this one apparently found a way to gain the search results. He pops to the top every time. His website claims to be the pediatrician to the stars. The only evidence for this is that he apparently was the doctor to the Roottrees sisters. Which makes sense, I guess. There's a picture of his own website, as well as a picture of his 3 children. The 3 of them look as though the photographer was holding them hostage. Regardless, the photos have been added to your evidence. There's also a quote, although credited to his child Jason. Jason's one of these ones. Okay, good. His child Jason, you suspect might not be written by a 10-year-old. My dad is the best dad in the entire world and treats every patient with world-class care. You will treat your children like he would me, my big brother, or my sister. So Jason is the younger. Does he mean like my big brother or my sister? Are they both bigger? Is this how that one goes? I don't know, man. I'll have to look at the evidence. Cool. Ugh. Seems awful. Okay, we're gonna put Zach here and Jem here. Means Jason, Jem, Zach. I'm gonna guess college for him. Maybe student K-12. Means I don't know somebody else's stuff. To figure out hers. I'm gonna put in Hudson twins. Damn. Just hoping there's a picture of them together. Okay. So we got those three, I'm pretty sure, in. Hang on. Jem, Jason, and Zach. Is there no. Oh yeah, I already looked her up. Couldn't find it. Couldn't find anything. Right, Tessa Green, Penelope. We're gonna. Yay! As a retired comedian. As a result for the Laugh Lounge. Club in Reno that claims breast milk cheese, blah blah blah. Brother Trouble. The site claims she retired for birth of her first child, but still makes yearly appearances for fundraisers, doing more family-friendly material. You find a picture labeled Joko Lantern, as well as a different picture labeled Jack watching one of his mother's charity sets. Okay. Cool. That's Jack. I get Jack, which means this is probably Christina. I can't imagine Tessa being a different kid. '97, and this one is '94. Okay, so he's the firstborn. So it's Jack. And this one, the baby. Let's put her in first. And him. And then that baby. Alright, who's wrong? Are you a college student? Was it toddler? Baby? No, he's not a baby. Median? I would imagine student, right? How old is he? 94. Yeah, it's 98 now. Maybe it's the baby. Maybe the baby's not a baby. Maybe you're also college? Maybe these two have to switch. Eh? change that back to baby. Ah! 2 years ago. So he would be in college or doing something. And okay, let's just look them up. Jim Wilson. Zach. Was it? Nope. And the one's a child. But no. Right? Wilson? Yeah. Maybe this is the other one. No, I mean, it wouldn't make sense. Joko Lantern. Oops. Joko Lantern. Joko Lantern 1997, right? And this one is in 94. Okay, yeah, so definitely Jack was first. And then Baby came 97. This campaign mailer still says it's got, like, the most information for us. But it's not. Brian Jones. Been in and out of that shop my whole life. It's a print company. My father taught me everything there is to know when it comes to getting the job done right. Getting it done quick. We've seen this. We've been a printing staple of Butler County for years, and even the Butler County Times uses us for their coupon pages a few times a year. Thanks, by the way. But still, whether you're a new client or one of our regulars, nothing will change. Come on down to the best prices on bulk printing anywhere in the state of Pennsylvania. Or search us online. I designed the website myself. Okay. So now... Okay. Ooh! Butler... Wait, hang on. What is the Butlers? Do we have Butler? Or that's the name of the county. My bad. Butler County School District. Butler Summer Theater posters and set contributions for children of Eden. Roottrees Motors. We're just gonna highlight that. And that. And that. You know what? We're just gonna highlight the whole thing. Okay. First two. Okay. Delete. On this This was stupid too. Okay, wait, his car was hit by a drunk driver. Could that be what he did? That's why they're all circled like that. I don't know. Said there was drama between them. The other name? Rob. Or like Robbie. I don't know. Robbie. Here we go. Why was Brother Trouble canceled? I think it's because the writing went downhill in season 2. They actually had an episode where Roxy was addicted to sniffing markers. Maybe it's due to the rumor about Robbie Roottrees in Silver Screen magazine. Yes, I did. Okay. Self-doubt, not tried. Was tried and convicted under the name Robert in a French court of law. It seems he, again, allegedly embezzled from the company RR Productions to fuel a gambling habit that left him hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. He then fled to Paris, where he grew up, and then, Silver Screen continues, allegedly assaulted an officer who came to question him. The article's author says they were unable to get a statement from French authorities, but received information from an anonymous source, and were able to confirm through public records that there was a trial involving Robert Roottrees around the time that Brother Trouble was canceled. Right. That was when he was trying to get him removed. Cracky dacky. How am I not getting some of these? Like, that's gotta be, he's gotta still be a student K to 12. 1, 2, 3. Those have to be correct. Robert Roottrees. This is still the highest thing on the evidence list. God damn, why? Don't let our conflicts spread to the next generation. So that was between her and Carl. Yeah. Media mogul? I feel like if I get his in. Military? No. Pilot. Politics. Principal. Professor. What else would be? There's one hairdresser on here. I gotta take a break. I gotta take a break from this. I'm thinking too much about it. Okay. So, see you next time. I will be back to, maybe finish it, or maybe later I'm just gonna play the altars, and this will be the end of this part. That's probably what it's gonna be. And we'll figure out all of these stupid little ones after. Wait, did we have these in when it confirmed the last ones? Anywho, okay. So that's gonna be it for this one. Later I'm gonna live stream or record something. Hope you enjoyed this part, and hopefully it'll only be one more part and we'll be done this whole thing and it'll be all finished. I love when things like this is done. It's all nice and pretty. Anyways, bye. Thanks for watching. See you later.